Good morning. How are y'all doing? Well, I'm back with you. I'm little days past of when I wanted to post another video, but again, I was under the weather, so just I guess all the sinusitis and everything from everything blooming, and I just didn't have a voice. It still is coming and going some. Well, anyway, y'all know that Easter's coming up soon, so today I'm going to make you a cake that I guess they kind of call this a pina colada cake, but I just kind of, I don't know if I ever saw a recipe. It's just flavors that I just decided one day, okay, I'm going to do this. And it was just the way that I do it. All right. I actually had made it one day and then I was told, hey, that's the same as pina colada cake. So I thought, okay, but which I knew which ingredients were in one, but as far as actually knowing, I guess, I don't know what I'm trying to say here, but anyway, I knew what was in your pina colada, but, I guess I never thought of the idea that they had a cake named that, but I guess apparently they did. So anyway, so we can say it's either my coconut cake or pina colada, whatever you want to call it. And I made it one time. I do not eat coconut. I do not like coconut, but my husband loved it. So I made this one time for him, and he just fell in love with it. And every so often he would say, hey, would you make me that again? So anyway, we'll get started, but I forgot one ingredient, so I'll be right back. All right, here I am. Okay, so we're going to start with just a white cake mix, okay? And we, I guess I'll turn you down so you can see. Hold on just a moment. I may have to come down here like that. I think I'm going to buy me a new tripod soon because this thing here is just wanting to give me fits. I lost a screw out of it, and since then I have some problems. Okay, so we're going to take just a white cake mix, 14.5 ounce this box is, just a box of white cake mix. Put that into our mixing bowl. Then I'm going to add one box, the 3.4 ounce. I think it actually used to be a 3.5 ounce. I don't remember. Of vanilla pudding. Those in there. And let's just kind of mix those around. Get them incorporated a little bit there. All right, then next we're going to add in some coconut flakes, some sweetened coconut flakes. And I am going to say about maybe 3/4 of a cup, okay? I just put about 3 handfuls, so that's probably about 3/4 of a cup. You could put more, you could put less, It's whatever your preference is. All right, now I have some pineapple that's been draining. Squeeze some of that out a little. This was the 14 ounce can. Now what I used to do, they used to have a smaller can that was like a 6-7 ounce, something like that, that kind of looked like the size of a can of tuna. And I would just put the can of juice all in there, but they do not, I guess, apparently make that size anymore. They didn't at Walmart anyway. Okay, and into that we want to add a stick of melted butter. Then next we want to put in 3 eggs. And have your oven already preheating to 350. If you're new, I know I tell you all the time, I take a Walmart bag, you know, any bag from any store, one of those shopping bags, and I put my, have it close by right here so I can just put my trash in it as I go, and I tie it up and then take it to the trash can. And I also have dishwater made up, ready to go. Okay, put all those in there. Just breaking those eggs up a little bit. Then we want about, and I'm gonna get a measuring spoon here just so I'm kind of shaky today and I don't want to get too much in here. But I want to put in about a tablespoon of rum flavoring. Now you could also use, and I have used it before, take in, I get one of those little bottles of rum. If you drink, then you may have a big bottle of rum. But I get one of those little bottles of rum like they usually have at gas stations, you know, up there by the front. I have picked up a bottle of that before because I don't drink, so I don't keep, you know, I don't have any alcohol in my home. But I have picked that up before, one of those little bottles, and put it in here because, you know, the alcohol does bake out anyway. And, you know, if you look at your ingredients of any of your flavorings, your first ingredient's usually going to be alcohol anyway. So, a tablespoon of that. And then I want to put in some of this pineapple juice. So, let me get a measuring cup here. Oh, and I also need some water. I forgot about getting my water out ready to go. So, let me get a measuring cup. Okay, I want about half pineapple juice, half a cup of the pineapple juice that we reserved, and about a half a cup of water. So let me get that water. Hello. She didn't need many eggs, does she? Okay. Sorry, y'all. Somebody's here to pick up stuff for my daughter. She's out camp and she forgot something. Okay, a half cup of water and a half cup pineapple juice. There we go. And I'll drink the rest of that pineapple juice later. Look at that, all that juice that was in that can. That was a lot of juice, wasn't it? All right, and then we're gonna mix it all together with the mixer. So I need to pull this closer because the only plug is right over there. And turn it on. Okay, you only want to mix it till it's mixed together well. Well, my goodness. Let me see which one I need to push here. There we go. Get that one out. And I'm flinging that stuff everywhere. Well, I'm going to set this aside because that one's not wanting to come out. Let me try to get as much of this off as I can. Pull this back here. Don't want to waste it. I don't want to lick the beaters. My husband, he would lick the beaters, but you know, I don't like coconut, so I'm not going to do that. Okay, this is about the best I can get that one off. Okay, so I'm going to just go in here and make sure that the bottom, I got that all incorporated down at the bottoms because sometimes the mixer doesn't get it. And we want to make sure that we get all that. Okay, I've already oiled my pan. Now, I didn't put any flour in the bottom of it for the simple fact that my daughter, like, she's not camping real far from here, and every day she comes back in the morning and gets all the stuff together that she's going to cook at the campground that day. And they have a group of them, their friends from church, all camping together. And so I am going to have this ready for her to take it back tomorrow with her. So since I will not be turning this out onto a, a platter or anything, they'll just be eating out of this. I'm not going to worry about putting the flour in there, because basically that's what the flour does. It just makes it where you can pull it out easier, and it may just coat the bottom too some to keep it from becoming moist on the bottom. But this will probably be eaten all up at one setting tomorrow, or one sitting. I said setting, I meant sitting. Using incorrect grammar there. Better not do that, because I used to teach English. Let's get all of that in there. Scrape that bowl out. Because as I say, groceries cost too much to be wasting at least a little bit. Scrape out as much as possible, unless you have somebody that wants to lick the bowl around, and you may want to leave them a little. Okay, just spread it out there. Now, when I take it out of the oven, of course, I'll set it, up somewhere to cool until we are ready to frost it. And then when we get ready to do that, I'll show you what I do. Make sure I get it all even. Okay. Scrape that all off. And I will stick this in the oven. And I'll bring y'all back when I'm finished. Let me get this in here real fast. Oh, something I forgot to do. Take a cake, pound it about 2 or 3 times. That'll help get the air bubbles out. And then stick it in. All right, y'all. Bring you back up here a minute. Okay, so if you have any suggestions of something you would like to see me make for Easter, if you want me to put it on one day later this week or next week, early next week before Easter, just drop me a comment and I'll see what I can do, as long as it's not ham, because we only have one ham, and that will be we'll be cooking at Easter. And I will show you one day how to do a ham though. But anything else, if it's something you want, just let me know. Hopefully it's something I'm familiar with, but all right, I'll bring you back in a little bit. I forgot to tell you that you cook the cake about, 25-30 minutes or so. It is a moist cake, but we put the toothpick in. It shouldn't come out like with any cake batter on it. It may come out looking a little moist, maybe a little piece of pineapple or a little piece of coconut, but I'll show you when I bring it back how it should turn out, okay? All right. Okay, y'all, this cake is finished. Just Stick that in there. See, it comes out clean. No batter. And, you know, and usually sometimes tail too kind of springs back when you touch it lightly. Just kind of push down just lightly. And then, of course, it pulls away from the edges. So I'm going to let this cool completely, and then we will frost it. Let me bring you back up here a second. Now, I'll tell you what I most of the time would do at home. Now, sometimes I would make this cake and take it to church or somewhere, and then if I did, I would make it in a 9x13 pan that I could flip out onto my Tupperware, you know, taker or whatever. But most of the time when I make it at home, I always would do it in the 2 round pans, you know, like, what are they, 8-inch, 9-inch, and then I would stack them. And so then, and that's how I would frost them then, put some frosting in the middle and then frost the top and all the sides. And I'll talk to you about more of that in just a little bit when I bring you back to frost it. And then, of course, then I would put coconut all over it. So we'll be back in just a little bit. All right, y'all, I just realized that my video camera wasn't even going, so I need to tell you what I did. Okay, so what I did was I took this 14-ounce can of the whipped frosting, and I want whipped. It's what I want. It's what I like to use. So I took it all out and I put it in a bowl. Next, I added about 1.5 tablespoons of melted butter in here with it. So that was 1.5 tablespoons. You know, more or less, I just cut a chunk off and melted it and put it in there. Then I used about 1 teaspoon or a capful of the rum flavoring. And then I just took my spoon and beat it up really well. And then I started with this next step was I just get like a little bit of frosting on the back of this spoon, and I just want to do a thin layer set here. Now, if it seems like your frosting is too thick, you may want to take just a little bit out of the big bowl, put it in a smaller bowl, and add just a tiny bit of milk to thin it out. And if you look, see what I'm doing here? I'm getting it on the back of my spoon. See, I'm doing that, getting it on the back of that spoon. And then I'm just doing a thin layer so it will set it. Because, you know, and sometimes frosting will have a tendency to try to tear the cake. So we want to set a kind of a thin layer on first to get that set there. And as I was telling y'all earlier, I would make this in, like for home, I would put it in 2 of the round cake pans, and then I would put a layer of the frosting in between. And if you're doing that, you're probably going to want to use 2 cans or 1.5 cans of the frosting. Now, you can make homemade frosting if you want. I've done that before too. It's just whatever I have on hand, whatever I'm in the mood for at the time. You could just make it with some butter and powdered sugar and a little bit of milk. Get that middle covered. Okay. Now that I have a thin layer set, then I will finish frosting it with the rest. Get some of that out there. Okay. Remember, you have to kind of take it nice and slow. You don't want to just go. You have to use kind of gentle strokes. You don't want to put force on it. You just want to bring it across and get it all done. Because if you go using force, then you're going to probably put too much pressure on that cake, then you're going to, good possibility that you're going to rip it. You don't want to do that either. And some of you say, well, I know how to frost a cake. Well, there may be someone here who's young that doesn't know how. Now, if you want to be creative, you could put food coloring in that coconut to make it look like grass. Put some jelly beans on top. Maybe a couple of little of those Peeps chickens, you know, to make it look really nice and pretty, but I'm not doing that today. But if you're wanting to make it for Easter, I'm not making this for Easter, so, but that's something you could do. Just take your coconut, add a few drops of green food coloring, mix it up really, really good, and then just put that, when we get ready to put the coconut on top, put that on there then, and then go from there. Try to get this as even as possible. Try to get some down there in that little crack where the cake is showing down here in the corner. I don't know, I've never in my life liked coconut. I don't, you know, that coconut oil that's supposed to be good for you, I just don't even like the smell. I don't like the smell, I don't like the taste, because, I don't know, some people say it always is a texture thing. No, it's not really a texture thing, I don't know, I just don't like it. A lot of people do. I grew up in a family where just about everybody liked it. My husband loved it. My son likes coconut, but I don't think any of my daughters like coconut. I think they are all like I am. Okay, let's see if we can pull some more of this off here. Okay, sorry, started kind of thickening up on me. So, all right, put these over here in the sink and wipe my fingers off and wash them off. Actually, probably need to do get more of that sticky off by washing it off and just wiping it. Okay, and then we're just going to take coconut and put it on top. It's up to you how much you want. Now this is a 14-ounce bag. The other bag was a 7-ounce. And I always used kind of more. So I usually always keep my coconut in the freezer. So I would usually put about a bag and a half of the 7-ounce. So like this, so that's why I bought this 14-ounce bag for this today. Because I knew I was going to need more than 7-ounce. And then, on the round ones, I'm probably going to use them this today. It looks like I'm going to use all this 14-ounce, so I guess I'm using more than usual, but just put as much as you want on it. I'm going to go ahead and use this whole bag. And the bag 4 may have been the 16-ounce bag, because even though the bag shape's changed. And they're always cutting the ounces down. You know, before I used to just buy the bag and not pay much attention. Just knew which bag I liked, and I knew it was The other bag probably was an 8-ounce bag that I always use, because I have not made this since I think the year before my husband passed away. Yeah, last time I made it was his birthday, the year before he passed away, because he passed away the day after his birthday, so it was that year before. And I had made him coconut cake that day. And then on his birthday is when he ended up in the hospital, and I didn't get to make him a cake because he died just a few hours after midnight of his birthday. Okay. So, and there is the coconut cake. Let me clean my hands off and I'll raise you up and talk to you. All right, so I hope y'all will try this. If you like coconut, try it. I can't honestly tell you, oh, it's so good and you'll like it, but I do know that my husband liked it. I got compliments from other people on it. So if you like coconut and you like pineapple, then chances are you're going to like it. So I did have a friend of mine wants me to do some coconut cupcakes, but you got to put a filling in them, and I thought, well, maybe I can try it one day. I don't know if I've ever made anything where I actually tried to put a filling inside of it, just filling in between the layers I've done, but I don't know if I've ever done one where you have to kind of pipe the filling in. But I may get adventurous and try it one day when I have to go somewhere and take a dish somewhere. Or before my friend and I get together this October, I may try and make them for her and take with me. So who knows? I may be doing that one day. Well, listen, y'all have a wonderful day. And remember to, if there's something you would like to see me cook for Easter, before Easter actually gets here, just drop me a comment and let me know. And remember to always season your cooking with love. And if you wouldn't mind sharing my video to all of your different social media outlets, I sure would appreciate it. If you don't want to, or you're not able to do the YouTube, I will be putting it over on Mammy Murray's Musings, same name as my YouTube channel, over on Facebook, and you can share it from Facebook. So I usually post that there like the next day after this video post. Well, listen, y'all have a wonderful day. I believe what is tomorrow, the first day of spring, I think it is. So, hopefully things will warm up. We took a little cool spell again for the last couple of days, but it's supposed to be in the 70s tomorrow. So y'all have a wonderful day.